What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. If you're new, I react to video game music as a musician myself. I've been playing guitar for many years, and I do it for games that I've never heard about or played. In this case, I have not heard about this game. This is Castlevania Chronicles. I'm familiar with Castlevania. I never played it though, but I've never even heard of Chronicles, so totally new experience. Never know what to expect with Castlevania music whatsoever. What genre they're gonna do, no idea. This is called, and to make it worse, it's called You Goddamn Bathead. It's a good song name. So, no expectations. I'm liberating my head. This is Castlevania Chronicles You Goddamn Bathead, requested by Red Blaze 27. The two genres clash. Almost feels like it's massaging my brain. Didn't remember the game Jet Moto? Imagine music from that game. Also kind of reminds me of the Prodigy. Energy, man. It hasn't stopped once. Oh. I'm guessing it's just gonna come right back. That was tight. I kind of wish they used more of that ending in the song. Okay. Well, the first thing that went through my head, the very first thing that went through my head, was the opening scene of Blade. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The vampires, the blood, the club, etc. So that's the first thing my brain went to. Disregarding that, this actually sounded a lot like one of my favorite songs. And if you ever seen the Mortal Kombat movie, there's a scene with... Is it Mortal Kombat 2? Oh god. One of the Mortal Kombat movies, either Annihilation or the regular one, the fight with Reptile. That fight is, you know, unanimously loved because of the song. The song is pretty identical to this, but it's so memorable too. I've known that song since I was a kid. So cool. I don't even know if it has a name. I just know it has like the Reptile theme. Check it out. I'll put it in the comments below. Also, I'm going to use this time to ask... I'm going to ask the audience a question. What do you consider this genre to be? This has always been kind of a reoccurring theme in my head for years. And I think there's always just so many answers when it comes to electronic music. There's so many umbrellas too and subgenres. So it's like, what would you call this? I'm actually curious. In my head, I think of like house, but you know, it could be techno, house, maybe even trance to some people, EDM, which falls into like everything. You know, like where does it fall? I'm actually curious because I don't know what genre this is actually called, because I feel like everyone has a different answer to it. Just a side note. But what's interesting about this, the reason I bring it up, is because songs like this all sound the same. It's such a weird phenomenon, because it's like, I feel like if you've heard this song, you've heard it 1,000 times. Even though I've never heard this song before, or maybe you haven't, I feel like you've heard this song before hundreds of times. It's such a formula that never gets strayed away too far from. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying it's just like, it's like more than the genre. It's like its defining characteristic. It's like a lot of these songs just sound exactly like this. So it's kind of hard to like remember them and remember their names. I've always struggled with that because they kind of all just blend together. Now for me, I'm going to remember it as the song that's called You Goddamn Bathead. And I'm going to remember it because it's attached to Castlevania, which I've never heard Castlevania music sound like that before. This one was a little different because it had the classical organ part with it. So I'll always associate it with, oh, it's the Castlevania one that has the, you know, but with the organ. So it's like, okay. But that's why it gets confusing, because when I think of this genre, I think of like just straight up a live environment. You dance to this music, you go and experience it, you do the lights, you do all that stuff. I would never personally, and I like this genre by the way, but I would never like buy like a whole album of this kind of music, because to me, I've never like just sat and listened to music like this for long periods of time. It's just like a very in the moment type of thing. Now, if you go to a club that's playing this, or a live event, or a rave or something, then that's all that matters. You're just in the moment, you're just dancing, you're having fun. But you're not thinking like, what's the name of the song? Because they all kind of just blend together. Not a bad thing. It's just always been in my head when it comes to music like this. It's like, well, there's so many artists that do this, like thousands and thousands. So it's hard to like distinguish them from others. It's just my opinion. I love electronic, but it's such a convoluted genre. Too many sub-genres. The song was cool though. Had the classical element. I've never heard that before. I've heard a lot of things in my day, but I've never heard this electronic, you know, genre with organs like that were meant to sound gothic. That's a first. so I can actually, say that. I wasn't expecting that. Don't know what Castlevania Chronicles is, but I'm maybe assuming it's a very daring OST if it's willing to go to these depths. You goddamn Bathead. That must be a boss. Actually, I don't know. That's another thing about this genre. It can kind of go anywhere. That could be a cutscene, that could be outdoors, that could be nighttime, that could be morning, it could be a boss. Who knows? It's so leave you to the imagination to me. But yeah, I'm going to use this as a platform to ask a question that'll probably break my comment section. Is, what do you call this? I like it, by the way. And I think most people like it, but I can't be the only one who's like confused by it. And like, where do you start? Where's the iceberg when it comes to this? It's probably endless, Anywho, cool song. Yet again, proving that Castlevania is not scared to go anywhere. Probably from the different composers, but geez, man, like I really just don't know what to expect with this game anymore. As a whole. I don't think I have any more Castlevania Chronicles requests. Seems to be maybe on the more niche side, but that is more than okay. Might be the only one I hear in my whole life, who knows? But I can say that I have, and I'm one of a few percentage of the world. Awesome. That was the arranged version, by the way, according to the title, whatever that means. Anywho, really cool. Hopefully I get some answers, because I've never known. It's like, who do you ask either? It's like language, Language is something that's been passed down forever. It's like, who's right on how to say certain things? I don't know, whatever. We can get too far into it. If you want to make a request to me, you could do so on Patreon or PayPal. They are not necessary, but they guarantee that I will check out your song if you don't mind waiting. If you do not want to wait, there's the Platinum support on Patreon itself, which expedites your request to the top of the list, and you don't have to wait. I'll get to it as soon as possible. A big shout out to Fly, Justin, Orange, Roguemonk, Vincent, and Jester for being a part of that. To all my other supporters here, to Red Blaze for the request, and that's it. So let the comment section ablaze. My name is Jesse, this is the Auditorium. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take it easy.